People were literally pointing at us, tapping their friends to look at us, and we're laughing at us. We should have just known at that point that, okay, guys, just go back home and change. We had our chance, in fact, chances to have gone back home and changed, but we said no. Anyways, did you notice this external mic? Our ministry is moving to the permanent site. Yes, yes, yes. We have upgraded with our gadgets. We've added this to, to the ministry. Hello people, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Becca. I film from Kaduna, Nigeria. You know this already. Today we are talking about friendship code 101. A friend must be honest about another friend's looks. You must be honest. It's friendship code 101. You have to be honest. Yes, I get it. You want to hype your friend. You want them to feel good, but beyond all the hypes, beneath all the making them feel good, please be honest with your friend always. Some of us friends are bad friends, not because we choose to be evil or we choose to be terrible, but because we will overhype our friends and not tell them the truth, especially when it comes to their looks. It's bad. It's bad. So even when your friend is wearing pajamas, you will hype them to their death. Oh Lord. Now here is my story. I once found myself in this situation, which is why I am saying this with so much confidence. It's not because I am a saint. It's because I have done something terrible in the past and I'm really sorry for it, but it has happened here. I can only share my story and hope others learn from it. You can see the morning sun in my face. I'm about to leave in my house this morning when I realized I just have to share the story. So let's go. Sometime in 2010, when I was 18 then. I just moved from Lagos to Zaria. You all know this story. If you haven't seen the story, how I moved from Lagos to Zaria, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, all by myself. I'll put the link somewhere here so you can watch it. So at that point, I was not fashionable, yeah? I was not exposed in that way. And I'm saying this because some of the people, guys, ladies I met at the time that were my age mates actually had more exposure when it comes to fashion. Yeah. So to cut the long story short, at the time I had two roommates who were staying off campus because we were diploma students. We're staying literally opposite school, but you have to take bike or tricycle to get to your department if you want to move fast. That day, we were going to lecture as usual, and usually because we're in the same class, the same level, everything, we move together, we leave home together, although we belong to different cliques. When we get to school, three of us actually belong to different cliques, but we live together. So that morning when we were about leaving the house, I noticed that one of my roommates had a green trousers on. It was almost skin tight trousers, but it was bright green. I remember so well. The top was pink, I think, the shade of pink. The scarf actually matched the top, pink. Then she had the boot on. She had a boot which was halfway below her knee. Then it was wine color. Then she had a bag that matched that boot. As soon as we were about leaving, I looked at her and I felt, no, something doesn't sit right here. Something doesn't sit right. I was not a fashionista, but it looked funny. The color combination, the texture of the clothes, the style. There was something funny about it because the top was actually silky and it had this flay at the bottom. Then the trouser is skin tight. Then the boots coming up. It just looked somehow. It was funny. Then the color combination too. I felt, okay, can you wear this pink green? Then I'll wear a wine. So it's the pink green. I was just looking at it, but I was not confident enough to tell her that, babe, can you just change this thing? Can you just wipe around? Can you? So I kept quiet. Then she asked, as if she knew that there was something wrong. So she was like, oh, Becky, because then, most people called me Becky. She was like, Becky, what do you think? How do I look? That was my golden opportunity. I could have just said my mind at the time, but I wanted her to feel like, oh, I don't know, maybe I wanted her to feel like I knew what's up, or maybe I appreciated her. I just hyped her. I'm like, oh, it's fine. I love this. I love that. Like, it's fine. She asked the other roommates too. We were three living in the same room, and she was like, oh, it's fine. So we left the house. We couldn't get tricycle, there were no bikes, so we were trekking down. As soon as we left the house, we noticed that people were looking at us, but we didn't give a hoot, so we started going. When we entered the school gate at North Gate, because we have two big gates in front, apart from the several gates, at Ahmadu Bello University. So we used the North Gate, which was the closest to our house. As soon as we entered the North Gate, students were literally looking at us and laughing. That was our chance to go back home and change, but we were already late for lectures and we were too proud to go back. So we started working. Before we get to the department, people were literally pointing at us, tapping their friends to look at us, and were laughing at us. We should have just known at that point that, okay, guys, just go back home and change. We had our chance, in fact, chances to have gone back home and changed, but we said no. At some point, it was so embarrassing that we had to sandwich her between us. So she was in the middle, the other girl was at the extreme, I was at this side, and we were walking down to our department. And mass communication department is that top-notch department in school. It's that department where people actually know what's up, where people are actually very fashionable. So we were setting ourselves up for the worst review, the worst. So we got to class, we got to the department, and people were staring, calling their friends and saying, "What's that?" Then we went upstairs to our class. Lord, people laughed. They were really touching her, coming to say, "Why are you dressed like this?" They were laughing. At some point, they started calling her Jennifer. That was when that TV series was raining, Jennifer. And Jennifer, if in case you don't know Jennifer, in case you're not familiar with the story of Jennifer, Jennifer's story actually narrates the experience of the village girl, the pure illiterate, who visited her friend on campus, a university campus, and was forming tush, was forming educated, was forming a university student. But you could tell from her grammar, from her construction, from the way she spoke, and the way she dressed, mismatching styles and colors, that this one is not exposed at all. So people started calling her that, and that was the climax for me. That was the peak. I was so embarrassed. She felt so bad too. She was not confident to move around. And this was one girl that was very fashionable. People loved her. She was a people's person. Her cliques were the best guys on campus. She was very popular. So people knew her. So people were even coming from other classes to come look at her. Like the news spread that come see the error this girl did today. Like error. In fact, at some point people were saying, you people could not tell her, you people did not tell her, and you people left them together. You could not advise her. I felt so terrible. In fact, it was the fear of shotgun, that test that the lecturer can just come in and give you at any freaking time. That was the reason we stayed in class till the end of the lecture. That usually after lectures we would move around just with friends. That day, as soon as we were done with lecture, 3 of us just looked for tricycle and we left. It was so embarrassing. It was so embarrassing. Thinking about it now, I feel I failed her. I should have just told her the truth. I should have just said it. That it looked funny. The color combination, the style combination, everything just looked funny. I should have told her the truth. So now I feel I failed her. I feel I failed her as a friend. So please, I'm making this cry, this call, that we should be as honest as possible. It will take nothing away from us. Don't look at your friend and just hype them up. Oh, Beyonce is shaking. You're so good. Fantastic. Fantabulous. You look awesome. Beautiful. Oh, you're so good. Can you just be constructive for once? Can we just say the truth? I think saying the truth to our friends will even help us to be better. It's okay to be honest. And I think that is the hallmark of friendship. I feel when we are honest with one another, your friends will understand you better. You will gain their trust more. They understand where you're coming from, how you see things. Because sometimes it's okay to disagree. You be honest about something and your friend disagrees with you. That no, I think it is this way. It's fine. But that disagreement will lead to better understanding. They get to know you better. So when next you're saying something, they get where you're coming from, because probably it's about your belief system and all. So I think it's okay to have open and honest conversation, to have honest communication always in our relationships. Some people will say it's so complicated. It can be hard sometimes to make an honest opinion. So this is what you can do. Be clear about what you want to talk about. Be clear about that opinion, and ensure that you are not judging them, that your statement is not coming as criticism, that you're not sounding like an enemy, that you're not sounding like the ordinary person out there on the streets. So sound like a friend, but be honest as a friend. That is the trick. And finally, ensure that you find the right tone to say it. Or maybe if it's not about looks, find the right time and place to say it. Don't say it when you know your friend won't take it well. Don't say it when you think your friend is upset about something else. Don't add to your friend's anger or when emotions are running high. So just know when to say it and how to say it and what to say, honestly. And I think this will be just fine. Anyways, I just hope this video sends out what I wanted to send out. Let's be honest with our friends. Let's find a way to, make honest opinions, honest conversations always, because it's just the best way to have great friendship. I do hope you love this video and that you come back for more. Watch other videos on this channel. You can take your time to write in the comment section what video you want me to make next. I make videos on friendship, on books, I share stories, and I also make on personal development. Whatever you want me to talk about, please put it in the comment section. Remember to like this video, drop a comment, and share it with other people. Till my next video, be good.